anyone seen Matt Taylor? Just wondering. Anyone? Now I hope he's been dealt with. Where's Matt? He certainly hasn't got his equipment, has he? 11 days, Matt Taylor. He'll be looking at a stalking and harassment charge and a hate crime from me as well.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. How the devil are ya? It's approximately 6 minutes past 10 on Tuesday, the 27th of May, 2025. But then again, it's only numbers, isn't it? What we are, we're here and now, and that's all that matters. Tommy's free. Fantastic news. Talk about looking like a Jedi. A Jedi? Jedi, that's the one. Talking about looking like a Jedi Knight. There's Tommy coming out, looking like a Jedi Knight. Fantastic to see. I'm very happy for him. Of course, you know, the fallout from Liverpool, I'm sure is going to be felt for months, if not years. So, yeah, there's a lot going on in the world, isn't it? And then, of course, looming over all of us is the imminent pole shift and the return of the Anunnaki. I mean, some of us are going to be lucky. Some of us are going to be on the list, the Anunnaki list. Are you on the Anunnaki list? We'll find out on Judgment Day when the poles shift and the world disintegrates beneath our feet. Then you'll find out whether you're going to be lifted up by the Anunnaki and taken to safety. It's a lot of wait and see kind of thing, you know what I mean? But anyway, I hope everyone's well. But it was an emotional day yesterday, I must admit. I mean, shocking news coming out of Liverpool, really. But it really can, like, you know, knock me for six, that's for sure. Wasn't expecting that on a day of triumph for Liverpool. But of course, we're not at liberty to speculate. So there you go. Talk about, you know, shutting down freedom of speech. We are not at liberty to speculate. So we just have to, you know, leave it to the capable hands of Liverpool police. Yes, there we go. So what else is there? What time? Yeah, it's just gone 10 o'clock on Tuesday, 27th of May. Tommy's free. Great news. Looking just like a jihadi. Not a jihadi, a Jedi, I meant. Looking just like a Jedi. 25 sacks of fan mail. I think that just illustrates the amazing support for Tommy. And I mean, I noticed he came out and thanked Elon Musk. Good move. So if ever you want to get on in life, align yourself with the richest man on earth. And you know, I've seen the rumblings. There's a lot of talk that Tommy Robinson could be potentially a Prime Minister of Great Britain. There we go. And he didn't hear that from MattTaylorTV first. No, that's been put out far and wide already. But yeah, there's a possibility that Tommy Robinson could be a Prime Minister of Great Britain. Forget about Nigel Farage. He's just a stockbroker with his own interests. Yeah, not Tommy Robinson. Tommy Robinson, Jedi Knight, fan of the people, champion of the people, saviour of the people. So that's going to be interesting to see. Poor guy. But the good news, even though he's got a £300,000 bill, he's got such rock solid support that 300,000 is nothing. have a bit of a whip round, no problemo. In fact, you know, a bit of a whip round, he'll have double that amount. He'll have double that amount and enough money to go on holiday with his family. Because I tell you, when you've had so many months in solitary confinement, you need a holiday. You know, my only piece of advice, of course, it won't be to publish any pictures looking out the window. You know what these eagle-eyed journalists are like? They can put 2 and 2 together, and the next minute they'll be outside your hotel room taking pictures of your kids. Before you know it, you'll be pulled up on an harassment charge. Poor Tommy. I mean, something, and I'm only joking now, okay? So don't take me seriously, but some kind of satisfaction I've brought from Tommy, and again, I'm only joking, not being real. You know, no matter what your circumstances in life, you can like go to bed soundly thinking, well, at least I'm not Tommy. At least I'm not in Tommy's position. And of course, that's not nice to say. And I'm only saying that with jest, you know, with a bit of dark humour and all. But yeah, I mean, it's we do live in such a fucked up world, quite frankly. Fucked up with what's happening in Liverpool. The fact that, you know, Tommy Robinson is getting jailed for what essentially is, you know, like publicising his truth. This is what I believe. This is what I stand for. But then you've got a state saying, well, that's not what we believe and that's not what we stand for. So you're going to be punished for that. I mean, really, it's just a hashed up set of circumstances which would have been played out in medieval Britain. It's absolutely terrible. Hey, listen, you know, don't let me just talk all the time. Yeah, YouTube isn't TV. YouTube is a new medium in which we can engage with each other. You know, so I think it's a bit rich, really, of you, the audience, the YouTube audience. You know, I understand if I'm kind of like broadcasting on TV, but this is a different beast on YouTube. So I think it's a bit rich. You know, the audience staying quiet while I'm dribbling on. You know, we have got the means to engage. And, you know, I don't know why you're not taking advantage of that. Because, okay, well, talk about losing viewers. I notice when I have a little go, when I have a body drop with the audience of not engaging, they go, "Ah, fuck that! I'm not going to engage with Matt Taylor TV. I'd rather fuck off and watch something else instead." Which is, you know, fair enough. Everyone's entitled to do what they want. I'm certainly not pointing a gun at you and saying engage. Otherwise, I'm going to pull the trigger. That's certainly not the case. Okay, so if no one's going to engage, you know, let me see what else. I mean, of course, the only reason I do things like this is to express myself and get my point of view across. Do I believe my point of view is valid and worthy? Well, obviously, I think it's something. Yeah, there's some kind of value to what I believe in life. I mean, but isn't that the same for anyone? Everyone's got something to say. Everyone's opinion is worthy, isn't it? You know, come on. You know, and then of course, ultimately, if people find value in one's opinion, you know, that can be expressed in support. I mean, like copying what Brian Harvey from the immensely successful in 17. I mean, Brian Harvey has been aware of me since 2013. I mean, that's going back a bit. That's going a decade plus. We're talking 12 years, you know. So 12 years plus. I've been doing this. I've been kind of like putting forward myself, sticking my head above the parapet, so to speak. And you know, and I have had support, and I continue to have support, and that tells me that without putting my Wurzel Gummidge head on, or my big Wurzel Gummidge head on, that evidently my opinions and thoughts have value, and you know, and that brings me a lot of self-esteem. So maybe, you know, maybe I go live to feed my self-esteem. You know, either way, I enjoy it. And on certain subjects, I believe my views and opinions bring something to the table that no one else is bringing. For example, King Arthur. You know, I think it's mind-blowing that King Arthur wasn't merely a myth. It was actually a real individual. An individual who really lived, and an individual who has moulded modern day Britain. And, you know, it can be argued what's happening with Tommy Robinson has got its roots in King Arthur. Because King Arthur is fighting the very same issues and problems which the British man faces today. And that is an influx of immigrants coming into England and diluting what it means to be British. You may notice I don't use the word English because English is Anglo-Saxon. And it's a bit hypocritical of me because my heritage is from Anglo-Saxon. But of course, I identify as a brute, as a British. Well, that's where my heart lays. You know, call me a traitor if you will. I'll take that mantle on. I am a traitor. You know, I'd rather identify myself as a brute, as a British, rather than an Englishman, because Englishmen, you know, fucking hell, those silly Saxons, or silly satanic Saxons, as I derogatorily call them. I mean, really, what have they done? What have they done for the good of humanity? I'm sure some people can come up with a list. But, you know, either way, it's King Arthur who really has made us a great nation. It was King Arthur who united Great Britain, who put the great in Great Britain. And he's a figure in which we all remember. And I think it's doubly, quadruply important, especially since the sad demise of Ross Broadstock, Alan Wilson and Baron Blackett, that there's no one else going out there reminding everyone that King Arthur was a real historical figure and not a myth. And so, you know, as soon as I finish this, my job in life is to work on King Arthur. And really, I'm being a bit naughty by doing this when I should be working on King Arthur. But, you know, that's the nature of the beast, really. I feel as if I have got something to say, and I feel as if people find value in what I have to say. And that's evident by the support I've had from you, the dear audience, over the last 12 years plus. I mean, I like to think I'm one of the old timers, you know? And I mean, something Tommy said today outside prison, yeah, it's an occupational hazard when you're a citizen journalist. And that kind of like resonated with me, because the trials and tribulations I've gone through over the last 12 years plus are, again, the price to pay for being a YouTuber. It's the price to pay for putting your head above the parapet and saying, hey, everyone, I've got something to say. I've got an opinion to express. I've got a truth to tell you. Because we're living in an Anglo-Saxon, a satanic, silly, the silly satanic Satanist, whatever, Saxon makeup, that telling one's truth, expressing one's opinion, is frowned upon. We heard it yesterday. Do not speculate. Don't speculate. No, don't. We live in a society in which we don't want you to speculate. You see something, you see it with your own eyes, but we don't want you to speculate. We want you to wait patiently until we investigate and we come up with a narrative which you will accept. You will accept it. You will not speculate. You will wait like obedient school children until we tell you what to think. And for me, that is nothing about being a British man. That is nothing about being a brute. That is all about the Anglo-Saxon, silly, satanic Saxons. And so that's the bridge between King Arthur and modern day Britain. We still have the Saxons, and now further afield, invading our shores. Now, I got pulled in by the Prevent team because there was a fake Matt Taylor Facebook calling for dinghies to be shot up and for the Houses of Parliament to be blown up. I mean, that's not nice. That's a crime against me. One of you out there, one of you in the audience, created a fake Matt Taylor Facebook page and put out some pretty extreme views, which got me pulled in by the Prevent team. Okay? I had a body drop, to be fair. I had a fucking body drop. I had a massive body drop because Sussex Police should have known it wasn't me. It's easy. It's called IP addresses. But the point I want to make in this is that, yes, it's far more complicated now than it was in the days of King Arthur. Oh, we have UK Lady in the house. Hello, UK Lady. I've got Tommy's full release video on my channel if you want to play it, Joey. Well, I've seen it all. And I'm sure lots of other people will see it. So, no, I'm not going to play it just yet. Thank you anyway, UK Lady. But, yeah, I mean, I'm sure we've all seen that video, haven't we? I'm sure we've all seen it. What, so you want to watch it again, do you? Go on then, why not? Oh, maybe not. Maybe not. I'm actually going to stop the stream because something's occurring and it actually will need my attention. So on that note, I'm just going to say au revoir. Thanks ever so much. Something's happening. I've got to go, and I will see you shortly.
You asked for it, you demanded it, and now it's finally here. For too long, the world has been denied true art, raw passion, and unfiltered masculinity. But today, that changes. On my OnlyFans, you'll witness me frolicking, caressing, and quite definitely mishandling my bollocks. I'll be fondling them, twiddling them, even playing a little keepy-uppy. Who knows what might happen? It's a world of unlimited possibilities. Subscribe now for exclusive access. And remember, it's not just any bollocks. It's Matt